Cod with a white wine sauce and Leek Stoemp. I'm going to show you how to prepare this delicate fish dish with a classic white wine sauce paired with a comforting stoemp that brings everything together in perfect balance. Stoemp is a traditional side dish consisting of mashed potatoes mixed with one or more vegetables, such as leeks, carrots or cabbage. It is typically served as a hearty and rustic side dish alongside meat or fish. I start with the white wine sauce. I clean and finely dice a large shallot and sauté it in a knob of butter. It is important to not let the shallot color. I do not want it to color my sauce. Next, I deglaze a pan with white wine and let it reduce by half. I then add fish stock. I moved this fish stock from the freezer to the fridge last night, but it was still frozen solid. Check out last week's video on how to make your own fish stock, but you can also use bought fish stock or a fish stock cube. After melting the fish stock, I reduce that by half as well. I pour in heavy cream and let it simmer until it has thickened beautifully. You can also notice the color being a bit more yellow, a sign the sauce is ready. Be careful to not let it boil too far, or the sauce might break. I check for seasoning. If you add a little bit of chicken stock paste or a small piece of a chicken stock cube, you really enhance the white wine sauce flavor, bringing out more of the fish flavor. Finally, I pass it through a fine sieve to ensure a perfectly smooth result. Short detour to the cod. To enhance the texture and season it deeply, I brine the fish for 30 minutes in a mixture of 2 parts coarse sea salt and 1 part sugar. I always have fish salt on hand. It does not go bad and now use it almost every time I prepare fish. The salt and the sugar remove moisture from the fish, creating a firmer texture and also season it deeply. With the sauce on and the fish brining, I move on to the Leek Stoemp. For this, I'm using 1.2 kg of starchy potatoes. I peel the potatoes and I softly boil them in salted water until they are tender, about 20 minutes. You can check for doneness with the tip of a knife. It should slide right through. Meanwhile, I clean 4 leeks. I remove the outer green leaves since they are a bit more fibrous. I cut the leeks lengthwise, starting from the root end and rinse them under cold fresh water to remove any dirt. I then cut the leeks into small chunks. In a large pot, I melt some butter and sauté the leeks for about 15 minutes until they are soft and fragrant. I season them with salt and white pepper. Once the potatoes are ready, I add them to the leeks and mash them together. Adding a splash of milk for a smoother consistency. Back to the cod. After 30 minutes, I rinse the cod thoroughly under cold water and pat it dry. Remember, moisture is the enemy of a good sear. I then pan fry the fish in light brown butter until it's just cooked through. Since not all pieces are the same thickness, I turn over 2 pieces earlier and remove the thinnest first from the pan, while the others are still frying. Time to plate. I'm using a serving ring for a neat presentation. I add a portion of the Leek Stoemp into the serving ring. I then place the cod directly on top and drape that rich white wine sauce around it and over the fish. A sprinkle of freshly chopped parsley adds a final touch of color and freshness. If you enjoyed this deep dive into another Belgian classic, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It will help me tremendously in continuing to bring the best of our kitchen into yours.